Hi everyone, Daniela Sajia here. Today we're going to talk about when you're a entry-level position, not understanding why management is asking you to do certain things and what happens when it's an annoying task. The problem is that sometimes leadership will make decisions you don't understand, and it may not be completely disclosed to you why they're asking you to do certain things, and there's might be a reason behind that too. So if you'd like to be an effective employee, the best thing to do is take on a new policy without complaining, because that complaining adds an energy drag to the rest of the team, especially if there is a compromising situation that is delicate, that can't be discussed openly. Now you're putting more pressure on management. And in order to be an indispensable employee, and being indispensable gives you job security, one of the things is not to be emotionally taxing on your leadership. And when you're automatically cynical or automatically believe a new policy is stupid, you are becoming emotionally taxing on your leadership. So let me give you an example of how this plays out. So I used to work many, many, many moons ago at Blockbuster Video, that dinosaur. And all of a sudden this new procedure came in that they made us do this thing where we had to go through every single movie on the shelf and make sure that the right movie was in the right case. And we had to fill out a report. Head office actually gave us a template, and we needed to fill out the report that showed how many wasn't, which movie it was, and blah, 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 blah. And it was annoying. And every week we'd have to add an extra staffer on this one shift to do it. And everybody would cringe if it was them assigned to this task. It was so boring. Nobody wanted to do it. It took forever. It took an entire shift. And it felt like a big waste of time, like big deal. We check it before anybody leaves the till anyway. So nobody's walking out with the wrong movie, because that was a policy we had put in place. So why do we have to do it this second time? Like, it's just stupid. And we all thought it was stupid. Well, one day I was the one called on this shift, and that day it was just me and my manager that was on board. And I remember that manager before he was a manager, and he hated that task. But now that he was manager, he was all gung-ho about it. And I was like, well, it got to his head. The power got to his head, whatever. So one day I said, why do we have to do this stupid thing anyways? It feels like such a waste of time. And he said, really? He says, here, come to the back. I'm going to show you. So he pulled out this report that he got from head office that showed all the stores that did this practice and what the loss was prior, right, to them doing this, even with that policy at the checkout till already in place, and the amount of thefts and whatever that happened as a result of not doing it. And at the end of the day, it saved the company over $100,000 a year in losses. It was staggering. And from that report, I learned how, doing that saved people from losing customers, because some customers would get mad at the mistakes and then go to Rogers, or they'd move to a different store, or things just got stolen easier because people would open up the case, steal the DVD, and put the empty case back. And from the reports, they had an algorithm that showed them the reports were actually being done accurately, because it was pretty consistent in terms of thefts and everything else, and it saved the company a lot of money. So once I learned that, I became the most gung-ho movie checker ever. You know what I mean? Because I realized how important it was to the business. But the big lesson there wasn't about that specific task. The lesson there is that sometimes when you're at the entry level, the decisions your leadership make don't make sense to you with your limited knowledge and vision. So instead of instantly getting, cynical or instantly dismissing that policy or whatever as stupid, it might behoove you to learn a little bit. What is it that you don't know that makes you not appreciate this new policy or whatever? Talk to your managers. Ask about the loss. Is this safe business? What is this? And not in a defensive, I think this is a stupid way, prove it's worth doing, but in a way of, this is interesting. Can I ask what this mitigates? Just for my own learning, for my own understanding. And then when you see that maybe management isn't that dumb, that sometimes we make decisions because they're good to make, well, then all of a sudden your job doesn't seem so silly anymore, and those tasks that annoy you won't annoy you as much. And now, if you're an employee that demonstrates that they're not cynical towards management, that they understand that they have a lot to learn and are willing to learn, well, you've just impressed your boss. Have a great day.